Yo. All right, yo. Welcome, guys. Stan, do a mic check.
Mic check.
Check your mic. All right. Welcome, everybody. We're doing a little Air It Out podcast, the better late than never version.
Uh-oh.
Now that we got hit with the virus, got hit with the SIDS.
Yeah. Time to throw on some blogs.
If you guys are not respecting the quarantine initiative.
No, I just moved in here already. I'm a permanent resident of the
We're quarantining him in here.
Yeah, exactly.
We got extra toilet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the flex.
So this shit hit hard. So currently every single sport in the world is suspended. We got latest news we got was about 10 minutes ago that even golf is suspended. Outdoor game with not many fans. So
There's actually a good amount of fans, but why risk it?
It's true. It's true.
This was my week to become a golf fan, really. But that's not happening anymore.
That's it. Now the only over-under we could take is how long this is going to last.
Exactly. Or how many athletes it's going to impact in every league. That would be interesting, wouldn't you say?
I feel like you're not going to hear that many athletes come down with it at this point. Because everything is shut down. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I guess, dude, there's a new person popping up, I guess, across the world. Because, look, the Arsenal coach.
Yeah.
Then you have a player in UV. You had players in Arsenal, actually, also.
Yeah. Leicester City, you had.
Yeah. So this shit's adding up there. And over here, you got what? Gobert, you got Mitchell.
Yeah.
I heard this. Allegedly, that's the new.
I think Charles Barkley's had it all along, though, like throughout his career. But
could
Utah Jazz would account for 1% of everyone that's been tested for the coronavirus in the United States, which is just like the personnel in that organization, which is just absurd.
What about the personnel in the overall United States that the Utah Jazz represent that high of a number of people tested? So 60 people on the Jazz staff are more important.
More to the fact that there's probably a lot more cases than are going around, because if we're testing people at such a slow rate, then it's probably worse than we we're even thinking about now. That's not really why we're here.
But I want to say something. I really feel bad for the people that bet sports and bet futures a long time ago, thinking they're going to get some dog at a great number, like a dog like Dayton, or at like 150 to 1, or San Diego State at 300 to 1. And now they're getting, they paid, I don't know, $200-300 to put it on them just to like hopefully pay their kids college education. And
that's
now they're
a bad
just,
idea.
Yeah. Igor, if somebody's trying to pay for their kids' college education by hoping Dayton makes them, that kid ain't going to college.
Well, listen, what if you're
What do
an
you know about the
alumni or
Flyers?
something? You're an alumni of the school, or I've seen a lot of these bets that now people are posting, and now they're complaining about them getting refunded versus them actually having a shot at a big score. I mean, It happens once in a lifetime that Dayton's a number 1 or 2 seed.
I mean, I'll be honest. This may come from a selfish perspective, but speaking as someone that may or may not or may have bet the Atlanta Hawks to make the playoffs this year, you know,
That's not the worst
if these tickets go void, you know, we're not all at a loss.
It evened out.
Yeah, and just like the Knicks announcing that they're not going to be playing in the playoffs this year. That was a big announcement.
Phew.
Did you see the Knicks were the only team to oppose any sort of halting of the season?
Yeah. James Dolan, bro. James Dolan. We're going strong.
We have old school veterans to buy. You know what I mean? We want to see if Vince Carter wants to get an extension.
Vince Carter. Yeah.
Oh, but that was cool, by the way. Did you see the whole thing with when he got in?
Yeah,
against the Knicks, actually.
That was really dope.
He got in, hit a 3, and kind of everyone in
He
there.
put himself into the game. He didn't even ask the coach. He's like, all right, I'm
he just walked on the court.
Vince Carter is high risk for coronavirus, not for nothing.
Dude, he just got up, punched Kevin Huerter in the face, and that's it. Took a spot.
You know who else it's tough for? Like sports commentators, or like people that are like talking about sports on the radio. Like sports radio must be really tough because they have nothing.
There's nothing to talk about.
There's really nothing.
Nothing is happening.
Memories about sports is what they're talking about.
Today was spent discussing whether or not things would actually get postponed, because the morning radio today, you got to realize that all this wave of freezing up of leagues came very, very quickly. It came within about an hour and a half. So there was only one college game that was played today. I don't know if you realize it.
Yeah, and I think it was like a half of it.
No, they played a full game.
Yeah.
It was Clemson, Miami, I want to say.
No, that was yesterday. That was yesterday for sure.
Oh, that was yesterday.
So
okay.
Today it was St. John's versus somebody.
Versus Creighton.
And they were winning at half. And so they only graded the first half bets.
Wait, they actually only came out for the first half?
They finished the first half. If you bet the first half and you bet St. John's, you got paid. You lost, obviously, if you bet Creighton. But if you bet the whole game, that was refunded.
Void. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That happened a block away from me today. Yeah, I'm right next to the garden. Like, we had to BS nonsense today. I mean, we had, what's his name? The old Xavier coach on one of the shows today. Yeah. His vote was, he's like, I don't know why they're not shutting down the league. And within about, 2 hours, pretty much, the league got shut down.
Yeah, I mean, all the top schools they're dropping out. If you're going to have a college basketball tournament, you're not going to have Duke. Like, who's going to watch it?
Can't we just have it? Can't it be June Madness?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would get just as mad.
The issue really becomes
those kids graduate.
Some do. A lot of the seniors do graduate, and also you're kind of putting a massive delay because this suspension generally freezes all basketball activities, meaning that there's no practices, there's nothing.
I think it's like it's monetary. So like the moment that they're done with this tournament, they can pretty much accept any money that they want from anybody, and you see what I mean. So now it comes back to these kids will never want to go and wait a couple of months to really get paid because they have agents waiting for them with like big checks.
Whoa. Well, let's not go crazy. How many guys from Creighton do you think are getting drafted?
There's a bunch of kids.
I believe Michigan. Just as many as from San Diego State. Who was the last San Diego State player?
Kawhi Leonard.
Bam.
So
MVP.
Yeah.
I think Tony Gwynn went to San Diego State.
There you go.
Not a basketball player, but good call. Good call.
He played point guard at San Diego State.
Shit!
Did he really?
Yeah.
Got him.
May not have been San Diego State.
May not have been point guard.
May not have been Tony Gwynn, but I'm pretty sure.
There's a bunch of teams with like seniors on their teams, and they're like, well, now like Mark, the coach from Gonzaga, is saying like, oh my God, I have this great squad and I never won, and I actually have a chance at winning, and I have a bunch of these seniors. I'm never going to get another shot like this.
Well, Stan, I know you're not a big fan, by the way, of NCAA basketball. Yeah. I'm not a huge one, but I know a little bit more than you. But pretty much, trying to phrase this best, how much do you really, really care what happens?
Mm-hmm.
Do I care? 0%.
Yes. Mm-hmm. but like the baseball season being delayed, that bothers you a little bit.
That bothers me.
See?
The NBA playoffs not happening potentially bothers me because you look at like the Lakers who look poised to make a run.
There you go.
Who knows how many years LeBron has? My man is
3 at least.
35.
Yeah.
He's gonna Brady it. He's gonna be playing till 42.
But it doesn't matter. Like, but those last years, he's not gonna be LeBron.
But I think they will have the playoffs though, because playoffs is something they could technically just postpone.
There's such a long layoff, then the momentum you built is gone. Then anybody can take off. That's the risk you run by starting right into the playoffs. Because let's say they come back in June, they're not going to do the rest of the regular season. They're going to go,
To me, I see only a few winners, by the way, from like a betting angle. If that does happen, I see a very experienced team like the Lakers benefiting from something like that. I mean, they were already probably favorites to come out of the West, but think about it now. Any team that maybe like a Memphis that may have gotten hot at the right time, that sort of deal, they basically have no chance. They lose whatever momentum they have. LeBron doesn't need momentum. LeBron has himself and Anthony Davis.
So 2 things. One thing, I want to shout out Kevin Love because he donated $100,000 today because they want to pay for the people that lost their job. They're going to be losing their jobs that are not going to be working in the arena. That's one thing. Second thing, teams like New Orleans are getting fucked because simply they're making a run. They're making a run.
They weren't making the playoffs.
But what I'm saying is like teams that are making the run, like the Rangers, let's say, in hockey, they're a couple of points behind. But theoretically, if they could have won, I don't know, they went on a streak, then they make the playoffs, and now we are never going to know whether they would have ever made that run. And in like sports like hockey, you can make a run, and then an underdog has a better chance of winning than like an 8 seed in the NBA playoffs.
Also, technically, who's going to be far more removed from his major injury from last year? Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Imagine that scenario, Stan.
I don't think this is relevant to KD. He's coming back next year.
Yeah,
You're
but
playing this year anyway.
they're in the playoffs.
No.
If the playoffs get pushed
They
by
weren't-
3 months,
wasn't
they're in the
playing.
playoffs. No, they're in the playoffs. They're like regardless, they're a
They're the
playoff team.
7th seed. They're basically
Sure.
locked into
No,
the
what
seventh.
he's saying is Durant has some time. to
Durant
get-
has a chance to potentially play in the playoffs.
They're
That's
not
what
going
he's
to bring
saying.
him back
And
this
I
year, no matter what.
Okay.
There's no point.
Also-
Why would you risk it so you can get knocked out so you can lose in 5 instead of 4? They don't have a team to make a run this year.
Also,
I disagree.
One
if
other
Kyrie
thing.
and KD play.
One other
Well,
thing.
Kyrie's out for
Um,
the regardless.
The advantage in a situation like this is not even the team that gets most stressed or anything like that. I think it goes to the coach, and that's what I was going to like emphasize with NCAA basketball before it got delayed. Like the experienced coaches are using this as an advantage because they know exactly what they need in order to get to like the mountaintop. It's very hard, and like you could see like all these coaches like Spoelstra is the man because like he has a team that's young and he's putting it together with he's starting the young guys, benching the older guys, and like Miami's putting it together. Teams like that could make runs.
I
and
think they don't win or lose in a scenario like this, though. I think because they're so reliant on their coaching and not so much on the
Right,
streak.
right.
it's
That's what I'm saying.
irrelevant.
What I'm saying is that like a coach that like Brad Stevens and like mind you, he's one of my favorite coaches. It does in a scenario like this might not be able to motivate his team and might not be able to get his team going.
We're
as
still
much.
going to have a Tatum breakout playoffs this year.
I mean,
I-
realistically, no matter what happens, there's 3 teams that have a shot at winning the championship in the NBA: the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Bucks.
No, I think out of the East there are 2 more teams. I would definitely say the Celtics, and you can
You
never
gotta say Celtics. I
and you
agree.
can't count out the incumbents. Look, the Raptors are not that.
No, they're not gonna win. They don't have the star. They don't have.
They
the one.
don't, but if you look at their
They have
record,
5
it's a
good
lot.
players, right.
They technically have been better than the Celtics all year.
I agree.
So.
I agree. And I mean, Philadelphia is one of the most talented teams in the league, but they
Well,
just don't have the coaching. Which that?
They're gonna choke. They
Yeah.
don't have.
They
the-
already started.
Yeah, but like for Ben Simmons, this is huge because now Ben Simmons gets healthy.
How much better is this for Giannis, who got hurt last week?
Yeah.
Speaking of hurt, what do you think Aaron Judge is doing right now?
I hope Aaron Judge is icing his rib to avoid surgery. The interesting thing about
Wrong answer, Stan. Wrong answer.
Should be
He's
quarantined.
he's being bench pressed by Giancarlo Stanton.
But if you look at baseball, for example, it's going to completely change the playoff landscape. Because let's say they start playing again in June. Because I
Sure.
feel like April at this point, you
No
can
way.
out. And then May is going to be like re-spring training in a way. So like mid-May, June, best case scenario.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you're going to end up having division winners and wildcard winners who really might not be the better team. Because how often
Agreed.
do we see a team come on hot, then August, September really fall off and fall out of the playoffs? That's not going to happen now.
Sure.
So your estimate is what, 100 games?
My estimate for the year, I would place the over-under at 110.
Well, all lines are off right now on
Yeah.
win totals.
No, not
But-
wins, total games played. And
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, no, but I'm just letting you know that I
So-
hadn't checked the books earlier in the day. Because of this, all lines are actually off for like win
So
totals.
what's gonna happen?
So like you can't bet the Yankees to win X amount of games right now because nobody
You're not
knows.
going to play it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Sorry.
what they're gonna do? No problem. What they're gonna do now is instead of betting, you're not gonna be betting like 162 a game slate. What they're gonna do is a win percentage, which a win percentage wouldn't really change based on the amount of games. So let's say if like you said, it's 110 games. So say it would be like, will the Yankees win 60? Will the Yankees go 62 and third and 48? You know what I mean? Could they do that? Right? That's the number.
So we're talking about what, 60%, 65%?
Yeah, 65%. So that's their win percentage.
So
And their win percentage wouldn't change. So I'm going to do the math real quickly while you guys can.
While he does the math, what do you think about them winning 65% of games this year?
So they were.
65%, I don't think they're going to win. They're going to
So
fix the ball.
based on what their number was right now, it would be 105 out of 162, which would be 62.5%. Can the Yankees win 60? I don't think that number changes.
I don't. The roster as it stands is like a 95 to 97 wins.
Well, we're assuming that one of Stanton or Judge is going to be back based on the
I
additional.
don't think you can assume anything with Judge right now.
So what
No,
you're saying is
Judge might need to have surgery to have a rib removed, and that could rule him out for the year possibly. Stanton, his injury He's supposed to be back in April. But
When
who
you
the
said
fuck
Stan,
knows?
the dog starts
Think-
barking
think he-
every time.
I think
every
he
time.
feels very strongly about
Stan.
Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, exactly.
She
See that?
hates him. Oh, I'm going to take care of her. Go
Yeah.
on with your thought.
And then, so
Oh,
I
guess I
think-
don't have to.
So what you're saying is the upside for the Yankees would be something along the lines of 59-60%, which is
Respectable.
respectable. I mean, it obviously is, but that's the thing. You want to they're going to make you pay a premium for a team like the Yankees because the Yankees are second after the Dodgers still
To win
I
the World
don't know.
to win
Series.
the World Series.
Be second, to be honest with you. Dodgers are the clear-cut favorite, the way I see it. As it stands, as the roster currently stands, I don't think they're necessarily that much better than Houston for sure. Say what you want about
number
the
three.
just looking at the roster on
Sure.
paper.
Yeah.
Houston, they're fairly even. Tampa, everybody sleeps on.
Tampa's always third, fourth best, though.
See,
Minnesota has a monster offense. Monster. Better than the Yankees.
Pitching is interesting. I actually don't know what to make of it yet. Maeda, weird acquisition.
They're gonna.
Berrios is good. Berrios is good. And
Don't they have Charlie Morton?
do they have Charlie Morton? No.
Morton's in Tampa.
Yeah, that's what I was
No,
saying.
no, saying Minnesota.
Oh, you're talking about
Minnesota
Sorry.
acquired
Sorry.
Kenta
I thought you were
Maeda,
talking about.
Jake Odorizzi, and Jose Berrios.
Yeah. He's a stud. He can be like lying for Cy Young. Verlander doesn't.
There is no. Oh, don't forget Stan. No Verlander though. At least briefly.
Now, with the delay, for all we know, he comes back fully rested. We don't know what the full extent of the injury.
I like how Yankee fans are more optimistic about other teams' injuries than they are about Yankee injuries. You're like, oh, I don't know if these guys are ever coming back.
Dudes falling like flies.
But look,
They never stopped.
I bet that
They
the
started last year.
Astros are like the only professional team that's happy for the coronavirus. I mean, that's clear cut, obvious, because now nobody cares about them anymore.
And no one's in the stands to boo them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I just think that like the Yankees are the New England Patriots, the current New England Patriots. Like they have a very
Wait. When did the Yankees last win?
but they won a lot.
I know, but historically they may be the Patriots, but
No, they're even better than the Patriots, but historically they're like San Francisco or something, like Pittsburgh.
Historically, they're
Pittsburgh, right?
right now. We're the Cowboys.
Okay.
no.
They,
We talk a lot of shit, but we gotta back it up at some point.
I mean, is like the division, the Patriots division has like the Jets, Buffalo, Miami, and like.
Hold on. Before we get off topic and go into football.
No, I'm not even talking about
just
football.
a
Yeah,
comparison.
my comparison is that like the division will be like Baltimore, Toronto, Boston, and Tampa Bay. That division seems relatively weak in comparison to like the division.
On Tampa, man. Tampa has.
Well,
the
don't
best
sleep on the
rotation
Jets. You know what I mean? That's like
That's not true. You could sleep on the Jets.
I don't know.
He is right. You have to respect the Tampa team overall.
What I'm saying is the Yankees. I think the Yankees have this division won already, and I think
I don't
yeah.
think so.
Mm.
I don't
And
think so.
and I think they're the
Right
Patriots.
now,
Like
the third starter is J Happ. He
Yeah.
is not a great third starter to have. Who knows if Paxton comes back? They don't have. Who knows how Montgomery comes back from Tommy John?
There's
Who
no
knows
Severino. There's no Paxton to begin with.
my argument.
There's going to be no Herman, right?
Yes.
Her,
For a while,
no,
but, like,
no
not this
Herman. No Herman. Here's the interesting thing about Herman. Herman got suspended for 60 games.
Yeah.
So he was supposed to come back towards the end of May.
Now
Now
Might be July.
August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
Interesting.
they might have to do something with that. But my whole point is that like now we don't know that Brady's playing, right? And yet, if I had to bet anyone to win that division right now, it would be the Patriots, no matter what.
I would take Buffalo. I would take a chance on Buffalo.
Well, fine. Wrong comparison. I compared Tampa Bay to the Jets. Really, I should be comparing them to Buffalo.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So what I'm saying is that like
It's
Buffalo has a chance of winning. Tampa Bay has a chance of winning. But the more likely scenario is the Patriots are going to win and the Yankees are going to win.
Yeah,
so like the divisions are very similar.
So you're looking at it from a betting perspective and like just playing the odds. I'm kind of just breaking down the rosters. So
Sure. Yes. I agree.
So if you want to say the smart money is with the Yankees, fine, granted. But if you just actually, the line represents how people are betting, and a lot of that is perception. So perception supersedes reality sometimes. And as much as I would love for the Yankees to be this clear-cut favorite to win that division, in reality, it's just not it. I refuse to sleep on Tampa. They've been good the last 2 years, and they haven't lost anybody. And they've only gotten better. They got Renfroe.
Their pitchers are great.
They got that kid from Japan. Well, not kid. He's like
They did.
Mm-hmm.
Renfroe was a sneaky great ad. Also, I can't really hate on that. It technically good, not a bad move for San Diego. I actually like what they did with the roster. Pham is a much better addition there.
Yeah,
and they're kind of, it's another sneaky team, Indians, man.
But they're like that the Indians are good. Like they have a
underperformed
Chicago White Sox are the team.
Dude, how about this? Their over before this entire thing happened was 84.5.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I liked it. Chicago White Sox.
White Sox 84.5. That's a
doable. They could win 85.
I'll take the other. I don't think they have the pitching.
They got
math is 52%.
They added Keuchel and Gio.
Math is 52%. So theoretically, it would be if you said the 110 would be. Hold on. Oh shit. Sorry.
So look, they added Gio. They added what's his name? They added Keuchel, which are both innings eaters. They're nothing but that, in my opinion.
Correct.
But sometimes you need those because they're trying to build a Minnesota-like team.
They need like a Cole Hamels behind Giolito. Somebody who's more than an innings eater but can be a solid 2. I don't think Keuchel is that at this point in his career.
So if you were saying, like what you were saying, at the rate that they were projected for before, the White Sox were 50, with 110 games that you're assuming, could they go 57 and 53?
I don't think you can just break it down like that, though. When you're starting the season in May or June, all bets are off, man. Somebody gets hot, they could win the division the first 2 months of the season.
Agreed. I agree.
I'm thinking that's actually going to might be more of gambler's paradise if it's the last
That's what
season.
I'm saying. Agreed.
It's going to be a free-for-all because the thing about the 100 season is that the cream rises to the top. So if you belong in the playoffs, you're going to make the playoffs. It's such a grind. When you cut a quarter or a third out of that, then who knows?
Ultimate data
short
game.
Their rotations or whatever, theoretically, right?
Mets have an advantage.
Yeah.
Mets might be a good
I think whatever the over-under was on the Mets, I would have taken the over. I actually really like the way that team is put together this year.
I think it's like 86 and a half.
In this scenario, I don't mind.
Yeah, I was going to say 87. That's a line for them.
Yeah.
Wait, did they do the extension of the playoffs this year, or is that being voted on?
That's not even. That's like they're going to vote on voting on it.
Okay, just confirming it. Okay.
All right.
Because that would have definitely helped them out.
Yeah, I think there's one last thing that we wanted to touch on was there's only one league that's still happening. I think that's the English Premier League. They haven't canceled their games yet.
They started canceling games, but they haven't put a ban on it yet.
Yeah. So, and instead of talking about the EPL, let's talk about the Champions League that's going on. And
canceled.
And was going on.
They do have a large enough window before the Euros.
Yeah.
To push the games back because very weirdly, their semifinal is set up in the beginning of May, and the final game is not until the 30th.
Right.
So it's weird, but they have like a 3-week layoff.
Yeah, they can play once a week.
That cushion is there.
Yeah. So and the odds are still up. So I would if the odds are still up, and we talked about this earlier. I'm taking Bayern Munich because Bayern Munich is, first of all, the best clubs in the world are in the Bundesliga, and that's the way it is.
I'm on that Leipzig bandwagon this year.
So the EPL, just because we get to see it a lot, doesn't make it the best league. The Spanish league, La Liga, is the second best league. Bundesliga is by far the best league, the most talented league, because they raise their homegrown talent.
I'll disagree.
Politely. And the teams are more evenly matched in the middle versus like Man City and Liverpool just having a huge advantage over like the bottom towards the middle.
Not to take away too much from this argument overall, but my opinion on that would be the game has improved in Germany with the talent, but I don't think it's gotten to the speed of Premier because Premier just has so many players from those other leagues where Germany is still a bit lacking. There's too many, it sounds a little weird, but there's a little too many Germans.
Yes, so that's my point. That's my point.
So it becomes a bit of a tactical game versus it being a fast-paced, fun game.
Yeah, but they're just
with
better.
Too many clubs.
It's mechanical in a way. And I heard this really interesting statistic recently that who do you think has the highest attendance of any club in the world?
highest attendance of any club in the world.
Yeah.
Is it going to be in Germany?
Yeah, it is going to be in Germany,
Dortmund.
which is it is Dortmund.
Dortmund.
Yeah,
The yellow
which is
wall.
just
The yellow wall.
They get like 90,000 or something an average.
Stan,
per
you didn't
game.
think I was going to get that randomly right, huh?
Yeah, I didn't get it. So I didn't even like
Really?
it. Not in like the first
No.
20 clubs, I guess.
They played soccer in Germany like that, so
Yeah.
Borussia Dortmund. Oh,
Yeah.
dude. I was actually, whatever. I was a little upset about what happened yesterday when there were games still going on. But I do want to kind of get back to Stan, just asking a question. Are you excited for the Euros this summer?
No.
the currency.
No. Definitely should be excited about that because the dollar. No, it shouldn't be excited about
No, the dollar's going to overtake
Yeah.
it pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Euro Cup. You care at all?
I didn't know what was happening up until just now. But
We're going to get you to care.
Yeah.
fine.
We're gonna,
If you can get me to care, I'm down. I would love to care.
okay. That's my promise to you. We're going to try to get you to care about the Euro Cup.
And in my just to surmise, I like Germany to win the Euro as well, just because they're the strongest in my opinion. And mind you, they haven't been as strong for a very long time, right? What has it been, like 4 years since they won the?
Ooh.
No, I mean that's a long
Stan,
time.
these tournaments happen every 2 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So so what he's saying is not impressive.
Yeah. But mind you, they have a really young and talented team, and they're going to put it together an amazing roster.
You look the lines, I'm sure, right?
I think I remember.
What are your two dark horse picks? Not dark horse, but not top 5, not top 4, maybe.
If I was like really reaching.
No, like just purely roster based. Like you looked at rosters for teams. I'm assuming you're a soccer fan. Stan, we're also going to get you to pick one. So you have to pick 2 random European countries that you think might win.
No problem. I got you.
Again,
so mine's Portugal.
Portugal. Okay.
I love Portugal's roster just for Euro Cup reasons, and honestly, I got to go with Holland.
Oh yeah,
Holland's back.
They are back, and that's a good pick, and that's like
the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
You got Frankie De Jong.
Because I mean, I don't
Memphis
like.
Depay.
I don't like that England is the biggest favorite. England's the biggest favorite, and Belgium is the second biggest favorite. I don't like that at all.
Stan,
what's
your first pick?
I'm gonna take Russia.
There you go. That was gonna be one of my picks because these guys, because they're like 50-1, and at 50-1, you can. I mean, how can you go wrong? Even if they're gonna definitely make the next round,
I think this whole coronavirus thing is an elaborate ploy.
There you go. He's putting it all together. We're like Curb Your Enthusiasm. We go back to the beginning. You know what I mean?
Right.
Put it all together.
That's why I picked Russia, and
let's see if we agree on the second one.
Russia was one of yours. You actually got yours right. Okay.
Let's go with Spain.
Spain is another good one. Spain at 9-1 has got the same odds as Germany, and that's gonna be maybe a second one but I'll agree with you on this one. Spain has a good enough roster to always win, and they have the veterans to win, and they have. But I don't know, maybe they're a little soft up top.
I have a Spain jersey in the other room.
Isco and all them, like they're
you know when I bought that jersey, I bought it the day before they played Russia in the World Cup.
There you go.
I wanted to return that jersey 24 hours after buying it.
There you go. Wasn't it like a penalty?
It was disgusting.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Every time Russia beats Spain, to me, it's disgusting. It's very upsetting.
Russia beat Spain?
Yeah.
One time, yes.
So I think we're gonna leave you with that. I think we've said enough, and buy the dip because it's when the streets are bloody. You gotta buy for the people that are hurting with the market right now.
I say you wait a week. What do you think? What do you think, Stan?
Wash your hands, you dirty motherfuckers, and stay the fuck home.
Yeah, stay up. We're gonna do a lot more of these because
don't let Igor into your house, and we are actually gonna keep this up this time.
Yeah, and there's a nice couch over here.